Thank you very much, Pau, for inviting me to participate in this session. It's a real pleasure. For many reasons. The first one is that this, for me, it's a fantastic excuse to be here in Barcelona, which is my home city. It's fantastic. The second is that, if we are contributing to this idea of making Barcelona a hub in big data and analytics, I think that this is a important thing. Then we can spend more time in Barcelona, which is always a good idea. And last but not least, because this speech is giving me the opportunity to express myself in English. During the last year, I haven't been able to do that. So I'm hoping that is going to be understandable for you. In my previous life, I worked in a multinational company. So my change to Unidad Editorial was a really interesting change. So as Pau was explaining, these are our brands. Unidad Editorial is one of the biggest media groups in Spain. As you can see here, there are many brands. I'm supposing that many of you are accessing some of these brands, maybe in sports, maybe in economics, maybe in general information. So we have many brands. Most of them are leaders, maybe second in their categories. And also we have many magazines. So we, as a media company, we are exposed to what is called the digital transformation. I'm sure that you have heard of this many times. In our case, digital transformation is a real issue. It's exciting. It's difficult, it's complex, and in fact, it's scary. It's like being at the edge of an abyss because we are experiencing, as an industry, a total transformation of our business models. Just to give you a concrete data on this, 8 years ago, the revenue from the two levers of any media company, these two levers are circulation, circulation of newspapers, print newspapers, and then advertising. These two levers went down 50% as an average in Spain. So as you can imagine, we are basically exposed to a real transformation of our business models. So we need to make a lot of things if we want to be basically a viable corporation. And this is what we are trying to do. This is our biggest challenge. So what I'm going to do is basically convey 3 points to you. The first one is, what is the context of this digital transformation? The second one is why we have put together a data organization, the reasons for doing that, and the role of this data organization inside of Unidad Editorial. And third, I will share with you a concrete materialization of a data product that we have launched, by the way, something like 1 month ago, more or less. This is basically what I'm trying to cover in this speech. So, the key element here is that the user behavior has changed completely in the last years. As you know perfectly well, a few years ago, newspapers were basically print copies that people bought at the kiosk. But now this has changed completely. Now we are in a digital world. So people is accessing content, especially news, through their mobiles, equipments, through PCs, etc. So this is the real transformation of this. So just to give you an example of this, I'm sure that you remember this. This happened just 1 year ago. It was the 25th October 2015. And as you can see here, in one of our brands, Marca is leader in sports, we have a really significant audience. If you compare this number with the audience of the television channel, it's really amazing. This is basically telling us that digital audiences are becoming more and more important. Even in the Gran Premio of Valencia that took place 1 week after, of course, television, generated a lot of interest. But even in that case, audience in the digital newspaper was really high. So basically, what is going on is that digital audiences, and this is obvious for you, I'm sure, but basically I'm putting some numbers here. are really, really important. In Spain, we have a population of 30 million of internet users. For this 30 million, 21 million, according to Comscore, are coming to our newspapers or magazines, etc., every month. So we are basically accessing or touching 70% of the internet population in our sites. So this is a huge digital population. And again, mobile is one of the key elements here as well. So we are not talking only about digital population, we're talking about mobile digital application. So in this context, what we are trying to do is, well, we have to transform our business models. We know that basically we are acting upon digital audiences. What can we do with that? So basically what we are doing is 4 things. The first one is we are trying to become a user-centric company. So instead of, designing this watering cans, just thinking in the, as you say, in yourself, we are trying to think in the user of the watering can, in this case, the gardener. So the idea is just collecting as much information as possible about the user. We are transforming the way we design products. We are transforming our development teams, etc., so that we can incorporate the voice of the user in this design process. This is one of the things that we are doing. The second thing, and I will cover this point later, is advertising. As I said before, advertising is one of our key levers. So in this digital world, we need to make sure that we provide the impression to the appropriate person at the right time in the right device. And for doing so, we need to collect many, many data from these users, from all these digital audiences. I'll cover advertising in a second. The third thing is everything around customer life cycle. When we talk about customer life cycle, we are talking about basically understanding that readers can become registered users, and registered users can become eventually subscribers. So basically what we are trying to understand is the business value of our users. This is basically what we are trying to do. And we are doing this connecting all our CRM systems and subscription systems with big data infrastructures. I won't cover this point in this meeting, but this is a key element as well. This is at the end of the day about loyalty, about building this relationship with our readers. This is what we are trying to do. And for doing this, data becomes a key element. And then we go for data, and this is the objective of this speech. So what we decided, and this was 1 year ago more or less, is to build a new business unit. It's a data unit. I'm going to use a Spanish word, which is a dirección general, okay? So inside of the group, this is something like a business unit. It's a peer with advertising, with sales, with logistics, etc. So we decided to create a business unit called data. In this business unit, what we did was to integrate all the elements, encompassing everything around data, meaning technology, meaning analytics, and meaning everything around activation of data. So basically what we did was putting together all these 3 elements in a single business unit at the same level of all the business units of the corporation. So this model basically is allowing us to go from content to monetization. So basically our objective is to create all the infrastructures and skills so that we can go from understanding the content that we are presenting to our readers to how we can monetize this content, normally using advertising, but also using some subscriptions, okay? So this is basically the idea. So I think that the best definition of this team is a complex adaptive system. I don't know if you've heard this configuration before. Actually, there are some algorithms based on these models. The data unit is basically something like a living organism that is totally integrated with the business units of the organization. Although we are a central team, meaning that all the people in the data unit, from a reporting perspective, is reporting within the data unit, we have put together an organization which implies a lot of interconnection with all the other parts of the organization. So as I said before, there are three key elements within this data unit. The first one is technology. I mean, it's impossible talking about big data without talking about technology. In our case, the decision that we made was we cannot keep the same pace of our central system or technology department. This was a risky decision. Of course, we wanted to keep alignment with them, alignment with the level of decisions about general, typology of servers, networks, etc. But we wanted to make sure that we can make our own decisions. This is because innovation at a data unit takes place at a very, very fast pace. In my opinion, this is a key element, especially at the, say, initial stages of development of a data unit. Otherwise, the level of development of a, say, centralized systems organization could act as a I would say, as a, if not a stopper, at least could slow down the process of innovation of a data unit. This is why we decided to do so. We have also put a lot of focus in the development of methods and frameworks. So we are not only using tools. We have invested a significant amount and time in developing our own frameworks when it comes to data ingestion and data transformation especially. Also for data modeling. We have created some frameworks as well in this area. Then we have analytics. In the case of analytics, the team is composed of different skill sets. We have data science, and in this case we have people with a mathematics or statistics background, and also people from much more from the machine learning side. And we are basically making these two cultures collaborate in the same team. So we have this data science teams. We also have digital analytics teams working together. I will explain this in a second. What is really, really important here is what you can see in the slide, walking the last mile. I think what is really, really important is to have the data unit having a direct responsibility in the production of the models. Not only developing the models, but also having a direct responsibility in that model working in the production environment. So this is a key element in my opinion. In terms of the structure of this data unit, what basically I defined is these four interconnected teams. I mentioned this a moment ago. Basically, what we have is a data engineering team. In this case, we are talking about basically people coming from computer science skills, so experts in Hadoop, experts in SQL databases, non-SQL databases, everything around systems, etc. So what we have here is everything around data ingestion and data transformation mainly. Then we have data science. I already covered this. And then we have digital analytics. In my opinion, especially in a digital company, it's really important to have these teams integrated into the data unit. By digital analytics, I mean experts in, say, Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, these kind of tools, and all the descriptive analytics around traffic. I think it's really important to have these people integrated. Why? Because in our case, collecting this data is just the beginning of the process. If this is not done, very, very well, you will lose a lot of quality in your models. So we have these people, the digital analytics team, working very, very closely with data engineering and data science as well. And then we have business development. Business development is about thinking in terms of what will be the activation of this model into the business ecosystem. What we are doing is our job is basically addressed to advertising, and I will be describing one specific product that we have created in this area, advertising. We are working with subscriptions and sales. In this case, we are providing all the data infrastructure for acquisition, retention, churn prevention, etc. Then we are providing data infrastructure for logistics, in this case with the help of Pau, by the way. And we also are working with the content, with all the publications. Basically, how a content is being consumed and what are the key analytics elements around content. So we're working in these 4 different areas, and we have people with some expertise in each of these areas. A key element as well is that these teams, although they are separated teams, they work together in the same space, and not only that, normally a real project, implies the participation of people from these different teams. So for example, if we are building a prediction model for improving CTR in a advertising impression, we will have the collaboration of people from digital analytics providing all the descriptive analytics around this campaign. We will have people from data engineering because probably we will be capturing some data points in these creativities and these locations of the web page. And then we will have people from data science really building the models. Not only that, but also we have defined a model where the people entering into the team start their careers as data engineers. And then, as they understand what is going on from a technical perspective, they move toward data science roles, especially with the people coming from computer science skills, people with machine learning knowledge. We even, in this case, have these people working as data engineers before they become data scientists. As I said before, generating this business value implies to walk this last mile. Our job implies having the model in production, generating business value. So this is the only way of having a business unit really, really integrated into the business. So we use some techniques of co-creation with the business units of what is the scope, what are the objectives of the project, what is the project scope, and what are the ROI of this project that we are trying to achieve. And this is defined along with the business unit. We act as I would say, as a change agent in the organization. Because basically what we are doing as part of our job is generating this culture of embedding data and embedding analytics into the business processes. And this implies to generate a multi-language, multi-culture model. So not all the people in the data unit is able to sit along with some business stakeholder and define the scope of the project. This requires the ability of understanding the language of the business. And at this point of time, few people in the organization is able to do that. And this is something that we need to do, on a daily basis. We also organize many, many workshops and internal, say, training sessions to explain what we are doing to the business units so that they understand what is basically this thing called big data. And I think that it's really, really important, and this is basically, just stressing the point that I described earlier, is just to have a complete holistic vision on this. Big data is not only about building models, it's not only about doing data transformation. Big data is about connecting all the dots from what should be done in order to collect the data to what should be done in order to have the model in production. So we try to, of course, in doing this, we have to collaborate with many people in the organization, business units, our legal unit, of course, and also the technology units. And as a concrete example of this, 1 month ago, more or less, we launched a product called UE Data. This is a product totally based in big data concepts. Basically, this is the materialization of a big data product. This is a solution it's an audience segment solution addressed to our big customers, to our advertisers. Basically, what we have done is create a product that address the key transformation that we are seeing in advertising. Basically, our advertisers are looking for, just impacting the appropriate target to gain transparency and to improve conversion. So basically, what we have done is define this product. This is based, of course, in what I described earlier, in all this, traffic that we are able to generate, the reputation of our brands, the quality of the content that is able to attract readers. And then we basically put all this infrastructure just to collect this data. Basically, we have invested in the team, we have invested in infrastructures, and this combination, teams, infrastructures, allows us just to build really, really sophisticated algorithms. And with these algorithms, we have defined these audience segments addressed to the advertisers. This is, we have been working with this, since last year. And this is an example of how the collaboration with the advertising team could develop a new product that they are going to sell now, to position in the marketplace. I won't go into the details of this. This is just an example of how a data strategy can generate a new product that a sales organization can bring to the marketplace to generate new revenues. So basically, what we have done is creating 165 audience segments that our sales teams can position in front of our customers in order to improve the performance of their campaigns run in our websites. I won't go into the details of each of these, say, audience segments. What is really important here is that the effort consisted not only in defining the audience segments, but mainly in generating this engine that allows us to create any segment based on the requirements and needs of our customers. So basically what we have done is we have created an infrastructure based in a data lake, based in a DMP platform, so that we can basically build the segment to the customer. So a customer is interested in generating a segment of the people that will convert in their specific funnel. So what we do is we pixel their funnel, and we basically do audience extension with them so that we can collect data from their side and build our models basically based on the data that we collect from their sites. This is going to be addressed to programmatic, performance, branded content, and also, as I said, audience extension. And that's it. I mean, my summary will be, I mean, in a media company, the situation that we are experiencing is that we need to transform completely our business models. And data is playing a key role in this. This is the reason why we have created this different business unit with fully interconnected with the different elements of our company. What we see is that media and technology basically are converging, and the kind of companies that we are basically transforming are new media companies. We see ourselves as software companies, as technology companies, as data is becoming more and more important. And that's it. This is my, well, thank you very much. Thank you.